And this is the main barn. This is where Chuck keeps his horses.
Wow.
Hey, how is she?
She's doing better. Hey, I'm Sandy.
Hey, Frankie.
So you're the new A Circuit groom that Chuck's been bragging about.
Yeah, and I think we met in dance class last year.
In Palm Springs?
Yeah, you were the teacher's assistant. I'd like to go again sometime.
Well, I think Hope's doing another class soon. Maybe I'll see you there?
Yeah, maybe.
The Rich Kid Rules. I thought this was a really brilliant film because it encompasses so many different communities and the target audience is really broad. And because the acting and the writing is so sharp, it can essentially draw anybody in. I thought the performances were great. The casting was spot on. The chemistry was authentic and real. And it really did feel like reminiscent of like young romance, but we also had some lovely kind of Hallmark kind of quality to it, as well as a bit of like a Lifetime spin, but it was grounded in reality. And we got some really interesting dissections of wealth and of openness, of community, of who we lean on in times of trouble, of identity, and where that comes from, of privilege. And it was done in a way that felt refreshing and honest and empathetic. There's not a cynical bone in this film's body, but I think the pacing was great. The cinematography was really clean, but also had a freshness to it as well. I loved the dance scene. That got me going. There's nothing like a dance montage in a film to give me like a little throwback nostalgia, and we need more of that. So I thought this was really well done.
The Rich Kid Rules blends so many different interesting ideas together, from its kind of genre merging of the kind of teen romance and Hallmark-esque love story that we get on one side of it, and then the other side of it has this thriller aspect of, lies and business conspiracies and, violent threats. And that gelling together actually works quite well. It's done seamlessly, and the actors, the performers, are able to shift and maneuver between those two tones quite seamlessly. The other interesting worlds that it meshes is the world of dance and the world of, equestrian horse riding. You can make a whole film just set in one of these worlds, and goodness knows that people do, but to have it set in both is even more interesting, and seeing how they coincide and exist with one another within the narrative was really enjoyable. Very well done overall.
The Rich Kid Rules. So I didn't think this was a series. To me, it stood out as like a movie, a film, a shorter film. But I think it could be either one, and I can see how this could be a series. I would like to see more about these characters. Honestly, the first scene threw me off. I thought it was going to be a totally different movie. It had a totally different tone. And then we go into like seeing her on the horse and him riding the bike, and it felt more Hallmark movie. So to me, those tones didn't go well together. I think you could just eliminate that first scene. My constructive criticism there. I don't mind the scene. Maybe it's just in the wrong place for me specifically. Other people might have their own opinion on that. But overall, I really liked the movie. I feel like there was a lot of nice cinematography, and the location was beautiful, nice music. I really liked the take on the song Mad World. Beautiful lighting. My favorite scene, or one of my favorite scenes, I should say, was at the dinner table. I thought it was a really cute scene. It actually made me laugh a few times. I think it was the boy's aunt. It might have been his mom, but it felt like, I think at one point they said it was his aunt. But anyway, it just made me laugh. And then there was a couple of things I wrote down. Happy birthday and Dick Tracy. So those made me laugh. And the guy who played Chuck was such a great actor. I think everybody here and the lead actress and everybody was a good actor. Something about him just stood out. I just felt like he was really solid in his work. Just a really cute concept with the rules too. I loved rule number 2, find your burning coal. I think I would like to see more about the dancing world for her and what it means to her. And it was such an interesting, like the dancing in the love story and the horses. I almost didn't even need some drama going on, but I thought of it as a movie when I was watching it. So as a series, I would like to see more of the underworld, the dark side, what's going on that side of things. I would love to be able to see more. I want to see you guys dive into the characters more. And great job on the casting. I think everybody kind of fit their roles really well. And like I said, all the performances were good. I don't want to take away from anybody's performance. Something about Chuck, though, stood out. I think he's just really well cast. And the guy, Tony, too, is a great actor for that role. He's kind of slimy in all the right ways. So great job, you guys, and good luck.
That rich kid rule, I really enjoyed this. I really liked that it centered on like a 15-year-old and figuring out these very, very big adult real life problems like the FBI, some sort of criminal hierarchy, what to do in that situation, and also like just figuring out who you are in general, what you're gonna do, and like how you're gonna protect yourself and how you're gonna, move on. I like that they centered it around kids, and that they also incorporated, though, like the fact that neither of them were in school, that they both like were kids but also had this level of maturity and adulthood from being pulled out of school or like being homeschooled or this and that, of having a understanding of the world that kids that were just in school wouldn't have. I do like that they added that in because it made the entire thing make more sense, and the choices that they made more sense, because I feel like if they were just normal, teenagers that didn't have jobs, that hadn't had to, be working from a young age, or that hadn't been pulled out to pursue like dance and writing, that they probably just would have gone to the cops. But because they had this different life experience, they, chose to do something crazy. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And like I said, I thought it was really interesting to incorporate there's a cockiness to being a teenager, because you think that you know so much, that you're about to be an adult, and that you have all, your life figured out. But at the same time, you have no idea who you are and, what your life is really going to be. And I think that there's just such a fun, like, juxtaposition of those two things that they really kind of played into, and I thought that was really fun.
This film was called The Rich Kid Rules. This was an intriguing piece. The storyline was so well balanced, showing unlawful scenes of danger, along with other scenes showing two young people forging a strong bond of friendship. I loved seeing the gorgeous horses and the country settings. The performers across the board were excellent, especially the two leads. Such down-to-earth deliveries by both of them. It was also fascinating to see the sneaky evil of some of the other characters too. Eye-opening listings of Rich Kid Rules. Lots of great vocals and country-style instrumentals. Well done.